Hello and welcome to Market TV Show. And let's take a look at today what happened on July 7th, 2020. We have quite the reversal today. S&P was up big yesterday. A lot of people were bullish. It was breaking out of this range. As you see this line I have right here, this resistance line where prices try to come up once, two times, three times. Finally broke out of it here and then no follow through. We came right back into the trading range, and that to me is bearish, and that's textbook bearish right there. Um, also notice how before when we had this run up, when I connect off lows here and the highs, we're creating a pennant rising wedge, and then once we broke above it, we couldn't hold it either. Broke below it and then came crashing back down. Now, is this the same pattern, similar like pattern that's happening right now? I think so. I would think so. When I look through the other stocks, you'll see why. Um, the also notice here we're still kind of pointing down in the 20-day moving average. Now it's slower to react, but sometimes it gives you a little clue as to where's the dominant trend is still moving. So right now we're still inside this trading range. After this big initial move down, we went up, down, up, but we're still correcting within this pattern, right? This is the first leg down, and we're just trading inside of it. Looking at the Nasdaq here, first red candle in a while, and that is looks like a doji, I'm sorry, gravestone doji type candle, kind of like this, kind of like that, with a long tail above, signaling there's a rejection in price up here. And that doesn't mean that it's bearish right now. We can have a green day tomorrow, but if we break this low here on the previous day at 10,485.8, we should have a flush down and challenge this mini support, and then ultimately get to here at the green line. Look at how many times we bounced off the 20-day moving average. One, almost two, three, four. So the uptrend is not actually in jeopardy unless prices stay below here. When it starts trading below here, then the uptrend's in question, and then and then we have to test the 50-day. Dow Jones Industrial Average, more bearish picture. Remember, S&P had a throwover where it went up above this level and then came back down. We didn't even get above the 200-day moving average, the red line. When you look back at SPX, we are above the red line, right? Dow Jones, more bearish, below the red line, the 200-day moving average. And we tried to break above it a few times. 1, 2, 3, all rejections. Here, yesterday was a bullish day. It's looking like we're going to have continuation, right? Finally, a slightly green close above. And but no, we gapped down and then we continue to sell. So looking bearish, and doesn't look good for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Let's take a look at IWM, the small caps. Same story. One thing I like to point out about IWM is that we've been in a bear market for a long time, since back here, 2018. We have made lower highs and lower lows ever since 2 years ago. And you can see on a weekly chart, we're also below the 50 moving average. Going back to daily, check out how we're trying to move up with the big board stocks and the rest of the Nasdaq market. S&P, boom, big reversal today, down 1.77%. If we have a continuation day, we look for support here at around 137.13. That's about 2.5% away. Now the VIX is interesting. Pointed it out for 2 days now. It came back down after the big initial sell-off, right? And that started because of this candle right here with the long tail at the bottom, two bullish hammers. And look at here, we have 1, 2, 3 bullish hammers looking like it's starting to turn, doing a U shape. So if we have follow through tomorrow, first target would be the green line here. So that's about 9%. And if we break above and stay above and close above, then next target would be right here at 36.3. Now that would signal confirmation that volatility is back in the market, and the market is most likely going to go lower. Another thing to point out, XLF, the financial sector, unlike the technology sector, is way more bearish, hasn't made new highs ever since the March lows. It's trying to come up and hasn't happened, right? I haven't done this yet, but if you were measure it, how much has it come back from the recent the March lows? We couldn't get above the 200-day moving average, as you can see here, the red line, and then it was right around this golden zone. If you are into Fibonacci, that's about 618, and ever since then we've been moving down. See how we traded on these levels, and if we break this level with conviction at 22.75, then the next likely level to be trading would be 20.74. And that is a break of an uptrend line, and that's pretty significant. And the rest of the market, especially SPY, should come down when the financials don't go up with it. Looking at XLK, technology sector, the strongest sector and the biggest sector. If this sector continues to go up, will continue to go up because it's the largest sector. However, today, bearish day. Look at that. We had this candle right here engulfing the previous candle, and it looks like and also a gravestone, but a bigger selling body right here. Now the first target of support will be about 2.71% away, which is at the green line, the 200-day, the 20-day moving average. We break below that, we're talking from the green line back to the orange line, the 50-day, about 4%, and that means the market is going to pretty much correct significantly. What do we do once we get there? We'll probably have a bounce or a sideways consolidation, and then judging from how we trade and we break the 50-day, we're going to go and test the 200-day. If not, we can continue the uptrend. Looking at the FANG stocks here, Apple, same story, upside down doji candle. And notice how Apple hasn't touched the 20-day moving average like the other indices. So you can always stay away. You can always move away from an average, but you can't ever stay away from an average. And that eventually is going to happen, a reversion to the mean at some point in time. We're going to hit the 20-day. Looking at Amazon. Kind of a Hirami candle, some selling today, still bullish. We can have this could be just a pausing today and then go up the next day, take profit taking. But if we continue lower and break this candle, we're looking to also revisit the green line, 27.21. Netflix, same story, and this one has a much further range to go to, about 8% from the 20-day. Facebook, almost red color gravestone, but that's definitely a signal that there's a lack of interest to buy here, right? We're only making slightly higher highs, and then we sell off, we sell off, we sell off. Google. Google has been a monster for the past 5 trading days until today. A big reversal looking candle, and doesn't look good for continuation to the upside tomorrow. Maybe we'll have. I think we're most likely gonna have a red day. Do we continue the uptrend? We still can because we have this right here. We have support right here. Resistance becomes support. That'll be your first level to for buyers to come back in. If not, the green, the 20-day moving average should be a good one. Microsoft, another big one. Another $1 trillion company, engulfing upside down candle. I don't see support until we get to the green line here. That's about, what's that, about 5%. Tesla, almost a hangman looking candle, gapped up. It gapped up, but then it sold off and it came back up. And now that's more of an indecision candle rather than a signal to sell. Tomorrow would be very telling if we continue higher. Obviously, they'll be bullish, but keep in mind you're going to be so far away from the moving average, right? So we're about 30-something%. Eventually, we're going to have a correction. If we start having it tomorrow, we probably get down to here real quick. That's about 8%. So all these buyers, if we get all go through all these buyers, then this is next about 11%. And here's like another big gap fill here. That's what started the big rally up. Some other stocks I like to take a notice here. Look at CCL. Some of these cruise line stocks, right? Take a look at how the uptrend has been breached, has been broken. Ever since the big sell-off in March, we've been making we've been in a slight uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, and then right now we're threatening this uptrend. We broke this consolidation area, and then we're breaking down, making new lows. And the first target will be right here, about 23% away at $11. Royal Caribbean, RCL, same story, but it hasn't broken it yet. Connecting the lows. Oh, it has broken. And it's below the 50-day. So right here, if this continues and it breaks this pattern here, we're going to see continuation lower. Airlines, same thing. Below the 50-day, below the 20, bearish. Delta is another one. UAL, United Airlines, still above the 50-day, so still has a chance to bounce back up. Support is right below, but if we break it, we're coming down and probably test this low right here. That's about 30% away. All right, and I think I'll end it here. Please let me know if this is useful to you. Hit like, subscribe, comment, let me know your thoughts, and happy trading, make money. See you later.